Good morning. Sorry I couldn't be up and about for the 8 o'clocks. Nothing major missed, to be honest. You can hear I've still got a little remnants of the cold. Sounding a bit like Rod Stewart today and Bonnie Tyler, their love child. So I'm unlikely to be up for the late ones. So I tried to compensate with some tennis plays. Thankfully, we've got a couple of green screens in the bag. Dead rubber for the Spanish. Realistically, must win for the Albanians. And this was typical of the German match as well, where it was a very under par performance, not in keeping with expectation. But what we should have seen really from the Spanish would have been a change in the squad, in some elements of the squad, which I think we did see. Jesus Navas, for example, coming in, the veteran. Croatia and Italy. Well, bit of a damp squib for Croatia, but I'm not sure who comes out of the group stages. Is it the first three? It looks as if it might be. You can see that there. So thankfully, the Croats had Albania in their group because they have been awful, absolutely awful. So we'll see how this progresses into the playoffs. We're going to have, I think, a slight break now from the football. 1st of July, 29th of July, 1st of July for the next set of matches. So we will see who qualifies through. Super Eton, no great interest yesterday, to be perfectly honest with you. These leagues have been very poor as far as doing the research and having that research mirrored in the actual match. It hasn't been happening. It makes things very hard to trust these teams, and it makes it very hard to trade the matches if you can't get readable football matches. Tennis-wise, well, let's have a look on Telegram. Well, I left you with Moss and Asani the day before. First one of interest, Buskova. Again, my little exercise, and I think I might do an e-letter on my tennis distinctions on Friday, just in before Wimbledon arrives. Try to keep your tennis and your football trading as simple as possible. 1, readable matches. 2, teams you know, ideally. And that's in the tennis environment. Of course, it's players that you know. And that's why I targeted this match, amongst a number of others. Hilary Dart and Buskova. Buskova I knew well from the French Open. Hilary Dart, a Brit in England. So she might give a good performance. Indeed, she did. I think she won the first set. But I did trust that Buskova would be battling, as she has been in some of her previous matches. And as you can see, that's your first green screen there. 19 quid. Up to you when you get out. I got out with a £25 green screen there. Very nice indeed. Don't forget, it may tempt you to be trying to aim for this 70 quid, but this is not promised. This is promised. You can lock it in. Hassan against James Duckworth. Again, I trusted James Duckworth here. Familiar name. I think he's an Australian, and they tend to be real battlers as well. Hassan winning the first set. I thought evens was a perfectly respectable odds for Duckworth. And off we go. We see that response from James Duckworth, and he's on the cusp of winning the second set. What I tend to do, I tend to cash out before the result of the second set is known, just in case Hassan finds a second win, which indeed he did. Duckworth was on the cusp of breaking the Hassan serve again, but Hassan put up a hell of a fight and actually won his service game to make us go to 5-4 and for Duckworth to have to win the match on his serve. That's why I cash out before the result is known. So that was the tennis yesterday. We're having a look on to today, and I'll certainly be up for the 5 o'clocks. I don't know if I'll be up for the 8 o'clocks. If I can't shake this head cold that I've got, it does need a proper night's sleep and not me going to bed at 4 a.m. So you'll have to excuse Denmark, Serbia, and in fact, I might miss England, Slovenia as well. But France, Poland, Netherlands, and Austria. It's all about need. France on the brink of securing a place in the round of 16. Poland fighting to keep the tournament alive. Yet again, Poland have been extremely poor, particularly up front. All they've got really to help them out is Lewandowski, and that's it. It's a pretty poor showing from the Poles, as is typical of what we've tended to see. France look excellent. Another, like Belgium and like Portugal, the team sheet is just, pretty snazzy. 2-1 to France. Both teams to score, France to win. This tends to be the typical scoreline, doesn't it? Certainly, if Poland score first, I've got to be all over that. I couldn't see a second goal unless it's a penalty or an own goal. I don't know what it is. They just don't click. Just reliant on one man. And if he doesn't click, where are the goals going to come from? Netherlands and Austria. Dutch side aiming to secure their place in the round of 16, and Austria striving to keep the knockout stage hopes alive. Austria have been the side that has impressed me. That's why, if you look at the odds here, the market is not giving or not saying that Austria are outsiders here at all. They're given a real shout. They have impressed under Ralph, old Wreck-It Ralph, who was at Man United. So let's have a look at what the scorelines say. Possible both teams to score, and another 2-1 scoreline. So there we go. It's not very imaginative, the research, but it tends to be there or thereabouts, doesn't it? You're going to get something around the 2-1. Could be a 3-1, could be a 1-1, could be a 1-2. Something around that kind of a scoreline. Certainly, I think Austria are going to be more competitive than 2-1. That's for sure. Looking at the 8 o'clocks, Denmark and Serbia. Both teams vying for a place in round of 16. Denmark 1-1 against England. That was a good result. Poor result for England. The Gareth waistcoat. Another 2-1 scoreline. There we go. Serbia. I can't get a handle on Serbia. I don't know how to read them. What kind of a team are Serbia? They're one of those unknown factors, aren't they? It's like looking at a mid-table championship side for the first time. You just don't know how they click, who the key personnel are, etc. So we're getting a few both teams to score and 2-1 scorelines today. England against Slovenia. Win and a draw so far for England, yet to score that second goal. Jude Bellingham, one of my backs for Golden Boot, along with 3-goal Lukaku. All 3 goals being disallowed, alas. I would say the scoreline, something around 1-0. No, it's gone for 2-1 again. So first time for England to score 2 goals. Well, I'm not so sure. They're going to be meeting some stubborn defence as well against these Slovenians. So not very readable matches today. I'll certainly be up for the 5 o'clocks, but as you can hear, I've got to get rid of this cold, and waking up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or going to bed at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. is not going to be helping my health much. I'm not missing much, to be honest. These late matches do look a tad unreadable. You can tell that by the market as well. 2.3, the favourite there. Netherlands 2.05. Just drifted a bit with Bet365, but 2.2 with William Hill earlier on in the week, probably before the impressive Austrian results came in, or performance came in. Tennis-wise, well, I'm going to do what I did yesterday. We look at our starred matches. That's the Duckworth one. And I think this is a good technique. It narrows your focus to matches that you like. It's a personal thing that you can read, you find readable. So there's no trying to preempt the market. Andreescu and Blinkova, I was on the cusp of getting involved here because There was a little flurry of activity on the Blinkova serve. So she had on the Blinkova serve here, as you can see, plenty of action there. And a couple of break points there as well. So she got those past. This one, that's what interested me. But a favourite at 165 in the world rankings, no thank you. Trust issues certainly came to the fore there. So do check your ATP rankings. There's a Buskova play, as you see. I starred the match. That's because I was interested in the match. Ostapenko, job done. Had it been a Minen winning set, I would have got involved there. And I'm going to do the same again today. Star matches that you personally have an interest in or know the players. So let's have a look through. We've still got the qualifiers. Chloe Paquet, very, very good performance in the French Open when not fancied. So, favourite, take the hint. She's got a bit of fight to her. But the reason she was impressive was because she was in France, taking some real respite from the home support. 124th in the world, this is a problem we have. 124th in the world is 1.22 favourite. I don't trust you. Sorry. We saw that 165th yesterday, favourite, not winning, out in 2 sets. So you've got to be very careful with the rankings. I'm looking through. Andreeva and Kudermetova, again, we've got 2 fellow country women playing each other. And we could see something from Kudermetova. At any rate, if Andreeva wins the first set, her odds are going to be so short. You can have a punt, and it's not going to cost you too much to find out. So we'll work our way down. And this is what I'm going to write in the E-letter. This is one of the first methods you do each day. Pick out matches where you can recognise the players. Cameron Norrie, for example, against Ruusuvuori, who was very poor in the French Open. Again, look at he was a very short odds-on favourite in the French Open, ranked 88th in the world. So sometimes that gives you a clue that they could be gettable. Liam Brody, not favoured today, but might he put a fight up in front of home support? Zhang and Kekmanovic. Zhang, I followed recently, but he was very good against Zverev. I think he was in Halle, and he went quite deep into Halle. Played Yannick Sinner as well, and he beat Chris Eubank, which is a good yardstick because Chris Eubank's last year at Wimbledon was very good indeed. So Zhang might give this Kekmanovic something to think about. Kai Nishikori, Darren Anderton, old sick note, Kai Nishikori. I don't know if I can trust him, so I won't be playing that one. Try to make your life easy. Don't go for matches where you've got a question mark against the players. Monfils, I think he's too long in the tooth now, really, at 1.3. So Carballos Baena, being a Spaniard in Spain, might be able to offer something. Similar story for Bautista Agut. He is a solid player. This, I think, is down to injury, I would suspect, because this guy can play. Looking at the injury, well, 2022, so I don't know what's happened in between to make his rankings drop, but he's a Spaniard in Spain, and that's my old pal Chris Eubank from Brighton with his massive truck and his monocle. So I'll be looking at him with interest. It looks a tough coupon, doesn't it, in Mallorca? But I like Eubanks on the grass. And in the ladies, Wazza, I would be taking Wazza on. So I missed that opportunity to take on Caroline Wozniacki. She's still has a little bit of quality to her, but she's just there for the paychecks now, I think. And in the Homburg, not very readable for me. I can't recognise too many of these players. So if I can't recognise them, I don't play them. Simple as that. Daria Kasatkina I know very well. Katie Boulter could be someone to look out for at Wimbledon. She did get a medical timeout or a retirement in her previous match, so got to be a little careful with that. Emma Raducanu, well, she's too distracted by all the money that's been thrown at her since winning the US Open. I don't know if her head's in the correct space, but she's a Brit in England, so if Stevens win the first set, I would have an interest there. Elise Mertens, now, she was yet another retirement recently. They cost you money. Trusted her against Dolehide, and it was a medical timeout. So that is very worrying. At 1.25, could be very gettable, playing a Brit in Eastbourne. So for me, I would be targeting a Mertens first set lead. It should be very short odds to get involved with because of that recent retirement. Similar story for Katie Boulter as well, recent retirement, so you've got to be very careful. Trusting her, trust issues. At 1-0 against Kalinina. I don't know why she came off. There's no rhyme or reason. You can check out. It won't give you the injury here, I don't think, unless it's something that's stopped them for a long time. Elbow injury in 2021. So she's a very good player. Katie Boulter could go quite deep at Wimbledon, I think. Particularly her and Jack Draper as well, given his beating of the world number 2, Alcaraz. Just psychologically, that is a huge boon for him, and that might help him get better. So I hope to see you for some tennis. It's not as readable as it was yesterday, but I've got my matches to focus on. And this tends to be something that works. As far as the football's concerned, I will be around for the 5 o'clocks for you, but I'm not going to be up for those 8 o'clocks. I've got to get rid of this cold. It'll go soon, I'm sure. Just let the immune system work it. And I'll be right as rain very soon. I've got to get rid of the cold because I've got a round of golf tomorrow as well. With my old pal before he goes back to Italy. So, Telegrammers, I'll see you throughout the day for the tennis, and I will be monitoring the 5 o'clocks. The odds look right for the France match, but Netherlands and Austria, you can't discount Austria at all. Very impressive, well drilled, solid in midfield and attack, got goals in them. Very good side, the Austrians. Have a great day, and I'll see you later, if I haven't lost my voice by then.